And good morning once again. It's time for another edition of Your Life Matters with clinical social worker Dr. Beth Plachetka from Safe Harbor Counseling and Dr. Beth Speaks. And we welcome in Dr. Beth once again. Doctor, how are we doing this morning?
I'm really good today, Mike. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. We're working into a couple of shows here that kind of center around medications, right? That type of topic?
Exactly. And, just as you and I were talking right before we went on air, I was letting you know that I just looked it up, something like 40 million Americans take at least one psychiatric drug. So we're not counting things like for our health, like insulin or heart drugs or anything, but a psychiatric drug. And then you did the math for me. What is it like?
It's like 1 out of 8 Americans?
One out of 8 Americans. Yeah, that's what it looked like, because we even looked up the population of the United States. So we just want to talk a little bit about this, and I want everyone to know I'm not a medical doctor. I didn't study organic chemistry. I don't prescribe, and I never tell people what to take.
Okay.
But it comes up in the office, quite frankly, on a regular basis. And so what do we do? When clients are working hard at something, they come in with a situation, anxiety, depression, symptoms. They're doing their work, they're doing their sessions, they're using the support, they're trying to make changes in their life, they're doing it, and some of the symptoms just won't go away. It's not for lack of trying, it's not effort.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we take a look at, is there a family history of that particular symptomology? Does anxiety run in the family? Does depression run in the family? And if it does, we talk about that. We also talk about, sometimes people need a medication to support them while they make the changes. So let me explain both. Our chemistry for our body is all made in our gut. What we put in, whatever's in there that digests everything and forms the things that we need is our genetics. So you see some people might have different bacteria, different proteins, whatever is going on there. You can hear, I'm not talking like a doctor, am I? Whatever's in there, but then it doesn't make the stuff that they need. And so for no reason, no tragedy, they might have depression, they might have anxiety. They are somebody who would benefit from medication. And probably, if they find out that it's genetic, they might need it all of their life. But that will take care of everything.
Yeah.
You could talk it to death, but it doesn't get any better. Or do strategies. Other times, when we've been dealing with an anxiety type for a long time, we've done coping strategies that work for us, that keep that anxiety down, but it doesn't actually get rid of it. So that anxiety still lives, and what we want to do is get rid of that feeling, get the strategies really solid, and then over time, let the client reduce it under doctor's care. So, some people say, I just stopped at cold turkey. Usually you don't
that can
feel
be hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. So, I think we want to really play with that because, just like we would wear a cast for a broken leg and support that bone while it heals, taking medication, if it's advised, and a doctor would have to talk about that, helps support the brain redevelop that chemistry so that you can learn the new strategies, that you can develop the new habits. Because, old habits die hard, and then if you've got that feeling that won't go away, it's really hard to break it. So, people will say, I don't want to be on it forever. First, you never have to be. But second, maybe you'll find relief and want to be because of biology. Maybe you'll learn the strategies and you'll feel much better, and then just be able to get off of it. So that's what I tell my clients, and then I direct them to the doctor, which we will talk about more next time.
Yeah, and the medications too. In these cases, they might be exactly what you need. They might do the trick, but at the same time, they're almost kind of like a last resort. You don't want to go to it necessarily if you can help it, or how do you
I think it's
that?
always best to see what can I change in my life and in my approach and in my situation that is going to give me the relief I need before I add extra stuff, because side effects, there's always potential side effects.
All right. Sounds good. Good advice as always. And if you want to find out more information, get more resources, listen to this show or past shows, you can do it all at safeharboril.com. Dr. Beth and Safe Harbor Counseling with Facebook presences as well. You can always call, too, 630-466-8657. Join us again at the same time next week for another installment of Your Life Matters with clinical social worker Dr. Beth Plachetka from Safe Harbor Counseling and Dr. Beth Speaks.